There is a quiet sign that most men miss. It is not because the sign is hard to find or hidden away. It is not because you need to be a genius to see it. It is simply because this sign does not make a loud noise. It does not jump up and down to get your attention. It does not look like the obvious ways people show they are attracted to someone. Instead, it moves very softly, almost like it is invisible, hiding in the background of how a woman acts. And that is why it is so strong. Real attraction is not always a big shout. Many times it is just a whisper. Sometimes it is kept deep inside. And often the strongest feelings are the ones a person tries their very best to keep secret. When we think about attraction, our minds often jump to the obvious. We think of grand gestures, bold confessions, or clear signals that someone likes us. We imagine someone walking up to us and saying exactly what they feel. We expect drama and clarity, but the truth is much more subtle than this. A woman might be sitting right across from you, looking very calm and steady. On the outside, she might even look like she does not care much. But inside her mind, something very different is going on. She might not say a word about it. She might not show it to you in a clear way, but the way she acts starts to change. These changes are small, and if you are not looking for them, you will miss them. The difference between disinterest and secret interest is clear when you understand what to look for. When a woman has no interest in you, things are very simple. She talks to you only when she has to. She answers you without putting in much heart. She stays away from you and does not even think about it. You are not a part of her world of feelings. Because of that, her behavior does not change because of you. But when something new starts to happen inside her, when she begins to want you in secret, her words are not the first thing to change. It is her attention. She starts to notice you in ways she does not even realize herself. Noticing someone is the very first step of getting close to them. It is how a connection starts to grow, and this first step is always quiet. One of the most powerful indicators of secret attraction is her memory of small details about you. She starts to remember things you never thought she would. Small things, little details, things you said just in passing. Maybe you mentioned your favorite drink one time. Maybe you talked about a park you wanted to walk in. Maybe you made a little joke while you were busy. And yet, she remembers it all. This is not because she tried to study what you said. It happened because her mind naturally wanted to hold on to those details. This is not a lucky guess. It is emotional focus. When someone does not mean much to us, their words are like a gentle breeze. We hear them, and then they are gone. But when someone starts to matter to our hearts, our brain starts to save their details without even asking us. The brain starts to pick and choose. It starts to make that person the most important thing. This is one of the very first quiet signs that a woman wants you in her life. Another sign shows up in how she stays near you and keeps the connection alive. She might not always be the one to start the talk in a big way, but she finds ways to keep the connection going. She gives her answers more thought than she needs to. She keeps the conversation moving when it could have easily ended. She adds small thoughts that keep you both talking. This is not because she is desperate. It is because she does not want to stop being with you. When a woman wants you in secret, saying goodbye to a talk does not feel like nothing. It feels like something is missing. So, without even thinking about it, she tries to make the moment last a little longer. She uses little words, small reactions, or tiny reasons to keep the talk alive. Then there is something that shows even more about her true feelings. Her awareness of where you are gets much stronger. She knows the moment you walk into a room. Even if she is not looking at you, she feels where you are. She becomes more awake to what you are doing or who you are talking with. She is not trying to control you. It is just a natural human feeling. When someone matters to our heart, our mind follows them on its own. You do not pick this feeling. It just happens. It is something deeper than conscious choice. Another quiet sign is a feeling of softness in how she acts around you. A woman who is not interested will stay neutral, almost cold in her interaction. But when she wants you, her feelings around you start to soften up. She might smile more naturally. She might laugh a little easier. She might show more of herself, even if she is still a bit shy. It is not about being loud. It is about feeling at ease. Comfort grows where there is interest. But many people get this part wrong. Is a woman who wants you does not always show all her feelings. Sometimes she actually becomes more careful. She watches herself. Why? Because liking someone makes you feel a bit vulnerable. And being vulnerable makes you feel like you need to be careful. So instead of being very obvious, she becomes steady. She watches how she acts. She tries to balance what she feels with what she shows the world. This balance creates tiny signals that only a careful observer would see. There is also a change in how curious she is about you and your life. She starts to ask questions that are not really needed for the task at hand. She asks things that go deeper than just talking about the weather. She wants to know what you think, what you like, and how your mind works. She is not giving you an interview. She is learning who you are with her heart. Interest always leads to curiosity. Curiosity always leads to caring more. And caring more never stays hidden forever. You can also see a quiet sign in how she acts when you talk to other people. When a woman secretly wants you, she notices where you are looking. It is not a big, angry scene. It is a small change inside her. She sees when you are laughing with someone else. She notices when you are not as free to talk as usual. She feels it even if she says nothing. Caring about someone makes us sensitive, and being sensitive makes us notice every little thing. But one of the biggest signs is when her behavior is not always the same. Sometimes she seems a bit far away, sometimes she seems very warm, sometimes she just acts normal, and other times she is very involved. This can be very confusing. Most people think this means she does not like them, but often it is the other way around. It is a battle inside her. Part of her wants to show you how she feels. Part of her wants to hide it. Part of her wants to be close, but part of her wants to stay in control. That tension inside her makes her act in ways that do not seem to make sense, but it makes sense to the heart. When feelings are real but not said out loud, behavior gets many layers, and layers are never easy to figure out. Another small sign is the work she puts into little things about her appearance and presence. She might change how she looks a tiny bit when she knows you are going to be there. It is not a huge change, it is just small things. Maybe her hair is a bit different or she picks a nicer shirt. She is more aware of how she looks. She is not doing this for everyone. She is doing it because you are there. This is something she might not even admit to herself. She might not even realize she is doing it consciously. There is also a change in how she responds to you and your messages. Her messages might not come faster, but they are more thoughtful. Her words carry more feeling than they need to. They are not just for work or for a task. They are kind and warm. When someone matters to us, talking to them is not just a machine doing a job. It becomes something we do with purpose. Even silence starts to mean something, and silence is a very big sign. A woman who wants you does not always feel the need to fill up the quiet with noise. Sometimes she is just happy to be in the quiet with you. This is not an awkward silence. It is a shared silence. It feels like you are both really there. This happens because feeling close to someone does not always need words. It just needs comfort. And comfort is a big clue that there is interest hidden underneath. But here is a hard truth that many people do not understand. No single sign is a total promise. One thing by itself might not mean much. But when you see these quiet signs over and over, they start to paint a picture. It is a picture of someone who cares a lot, but has not said it yet. This is why understanding is so important. Attraction is not always a big announcement. Sometimes it is just how someone lives their life around you before they ever say the words. Most men miss this because they are waiting for a loud shout. They want a clear confession or a sure thing. But human feelings almost never start that way. They start with silence. They start with attention. They start with small changes that people miss because they are waiting for something bigger. The quiet sign that a woman wants you is not just one moment or one action. It is not one thing she does. It is not one talk you had. It is a pattern of small heart shifts. It shows where her mind is when she thinks nobody's looking. If you look at that pattern, you start to see something beautiful about how we connect. The strongest feelings are usually the ones we try hardest to keep inside. If you look even closer, you see something even more subtle. A woman shows interest not just in what she does to your face, but what slips out when she is not trying. Real emotion does not wait for the right time. It leaks out naturally. When a woman wants you, her mind does not just turn off when you leave. You stay in the back of her thoughts. She is not obsessed, but your name or your words keep coming back. She might be busy or having fun with friends, but suddenly she thinks of you. She might pause for a second. That pause is very important. Our minds only pause for things that matter. This is how you can tell that you have become meaningful in her life. The fact that her mind returns to you repeatedly is a clear signal of interest. Another quiet shift happens in how she reacts when you are absent. If you are always there and always doing the same thing, she gets used to it. But if you are a bit less around, something changes. She starts to notice you are not there more than she noticed when you were. Absence makes feelings grow quietly. If she did not care, she would just go on with her day. But if she wants you, she feels that tiny gap. A late reply or a shorter talk starts to matter to her heart. This is how awareness starts and deepens over time. There is also a sign in how she moves her body and positions herself around you. She might not say she likes you, but she starts to be in the same places as you. She might show up where you are more often. She might match her timing with yours. It looks like it just happened by chance, but the heart does not do things by chance. People move toward what they like. It is a natural thing. She is making chances for you both to be together, even if she never says so. Another sign is how she watches your confidence and how you carry yourself. When a man is calm and sure of himself, it makes people look. A woman who does not care will just look and keep walking. But a woman who secretly wants you will watch more closely. She watches how you talk to people and how you act when you think no one is seeing you. She is not just talking to you anymore. She is reading you like a book. Reading someone is a big step toward caring for them. Over time, her feelings start to change even more as she gets to know the real you. At first, it is just a small thing. Then the changes repeat. She starts to realize how she feels when you are around. It is a feeling of being safe and being at home. She does not feel this with everyone. That difference means a lot. Another quiet sign is how she acts when you are not asking for her attention. When you are busy with your own life and not chasing her, it does something special. It makes her more curious. She starts to wonder why you are not like everyone else. She wonders why you are not always trying to get her to like you. This curiosity makes her focus on you even more, but she still might stay quiet. Silence is where a lot of feelings live. Thinking leads to knowing how you feel. And knowing how you feel makes the interest grow. Most people also miss how she acts in small moments of connection. Not big flowers or giant gifts, but a small talk that feels deep. A moment where you both laugh at the same thing. These small things stay in her head. They stay there because they felt real. Real things always leave a mark. Over time, these marks add up even if she tries to act like everything is normal. Understanding the language of the heart requires patience and attention to detail. It requires you to see beyond the obvious and recognize the subtle ways that care shows itself. When a woman secretly wants you, her entire way of being shifts in small ways that, when combined, tell a clear story. This story is written not in words, but in actions, timing, presence, and the quiet moments that matter most.